Alright, let's start from the very, very beginning. Michael as a little blonde boy all the way to being thrown inside a trash compactor. I said, number one, he started off as a little boy, a young lad killing his fine sister he probably has a humongous crush on. Then he broke out of the mental hospital. He had to get his overalls from somewhere, dude. Then he killed the truck driver with the Freddie Mercury mustache. And there's a popular theory out there that Annie was like the main focus of Michael Myers. This theory does hold water, dude, because he was stalking her for a long bit. But to be fair, he was stalking all three of these girls, and it's just that Bob, the boyfriend, got in the way. And Bob, what about Bob? Like, even better than the kill, like the whole butcher knife holding him off the ground, is that head tilt he did, because he still uses that to this day.
See anything you like?
Or they never mention how creative of Michael this was. Well, like, he's like, alright, I gotta put on this ghost sheet, but I better put on Bob's glasses too, so she'll think I'm Bob. It worked for a moment. Classic. Like, Laurie just thought that Annie, like, butt dialed her during sex, or it was like a prank or fooling around or whatnot, but it was very cool that Michael and Laurie were on the phone together. Michael chases Laurie for a couple of minutes, she fights him off a bit, and she finally sort of stabs him in the eye, takes out that eye for the whole trilogy, dude. Laurie ends up setting the template for what a final girl is, and Loomis goes and saves the day and shoots him 6 times and he falls out of the window. In the original movie, he just disappears afterwards. You're like, oh, where'd he go? Halloween Kills tells you where he goes, because he goes back to his childhood home. That's where the police finally intersect with him, and young Hawkins goes, put him down, buddy. Accidentally shoots his partner. Sort of just like in Speed, like take the hostage out of the equation. Now Michael goes to jail for 40 years. And dude, look how good Loomis looks. So it looks like they got a time machine booth, flew him back in, and then dropped him back off at the pass. In 2018, Michael broke out and killed a prison guard right off the bat. And then this kid, man, this is one of his youngest victims ever, like a teenager. Well, I guess he knew how to drive a car. I don't know how old he is. Anybody could get it with Michael, right? Except babies. He cuts the line off at babies. So you had to kill another guard because there's at least like 2 guards driving a bus, a prison bus. And then the dance class dad got twisted up like a pretzel. Brutal. This kill is very subtle. It's like in the background. I missed it the first couple of times. Like, oh yeah, look, he's beating the hell out of the mechanic right there. And this is the guy that he smashed his teeth to throw him in the bathroom stall. See right there, you gotta kill the mechanic and take his overalls. Right? Like how long you gonna last on these streets with your prison clothes on? Even though it's Halloween, you could have been a prisoner for Halloween, but I get it. But in this continuity, he only gives a shit about like 2 things: his sister's house and his Max. And those 2 podcasters were holding on, disrespecting his Max. Of course he gotta get it back. And just like his Max, you know, what's Michael without his favorite sort of weapon, his little chef knife and everything? And he has to go try it out on a couple of people to see, you know, how he likes it. And, right, his nickname is the babysitter murder, right? So, what is Michael without killing a babysitter in this one? So, it's very cool that he kept his rep up by killing her. And if you kill her, you gotta kill the boyfriend. Oh man, that tattoo is so ironic. I guess he got that tattoo like that's his getting ass date, but it ended up being like your tombstone. And this kill was so cool too, because, you know, like, Michael doesn't chase guys too often. Oh yeah, the blinking lights and everything was so much fun, and oh man, got stabbed in the back. Just how he stabbed Cameron in the back by trying to smooch on Allyson.
Say something.
People didn't like the Dr. Sartain twist. I liked it, man. It's like Road One. It explains like all the stuff, like how the hell did Michael learn how to drive a car and break out of prison? So that's why I like the character. And people just don't like when you switch stuff up. Wait till they get to ends and find out about Corey. These lunch cops were funny, and this is like Michael really decorating up a couple of kills. Like, wow, that mano lantern, like he had to pull out the skull, insert a flashlight. Pretty creative of Michael to do so. Maybe he learned that stuff in prison. And Allyson's father gets it. Oh man, now you know that the father and the mother's gonna die. That sucks. And the father got choked out outside and killed, but he got dragged inside the house and it became the catch on fire, so I don't think there's any funeral for that guy. I guess he's cremated and Karen couldn't find his body later. So Laurie and Michael have another sort of kitchen fight. Oh man, brutal. She finally gets the best of him, fucks him up with a pan, knocks him into her basement trap that she's been prepared for her whole life, and then sets Michael ablaze. Perfect cliffhanger ending. You're like, well, how's Michael Myers gonna get out of this? He hid in the weapons locker and a fireman fell through the floor. This just proves Michael is not human. And boom! Big old hole in that firefighter's face. Right? So I guess he pulled that guy down and then pulled himself up. Man, this is why Halloween Kills might be my favorite sequel. Just he marches through the goes and then boom, just goes off on everybody all at once. If this thing is true, the more he kills, the more he transcends. Well, dude, this fool is transcending up to God mode right here. At this strong of a level, he could beat up anybody, Jason, whoever. So much blood that it had to splatter all over the screen. Oh man, I loved it. And pretty much chops this dude right in half. This is probably my favorite golden whatever kill of the whole thing, because Michael hardly uses like a mechanical device like a chainsaw or a circular saw like that. And they just rides it all the way down. It was pretty much the best kill of the movie. Oh no! These people live like down the street from Laurie's house because they were measuring the fire trucks coming and everything. But that funeral director lady, she was in Halloween 2018, and she was like, what's the big deal with Judith Myer? So, man, maybe Michael did this out of like beef. Like, keep my sister's name out your damn mouth. So what the hell, dude? She survived all 3 movies too, because they just put her in Halloween Ends. So I don't know, dude. I don't like that part as much. I think they should just left her dead. But same thing like Hawkins, but Hawkins sort of deserved to live more than her, so I'll still count her anyway. Fluorescent light. And the husband got like a dozen knives in his back. Overkill much? Marion Chambers, she came back after like 40 years. And she was also like shouting out Dr. Loomis. Like, this is for Dr. Loomis, but man, she was too old to be part of this. If anything, that just pissed Michael off and he stabbed you about 8 more times than he was going to. And dude, the guy, the eye doctor, he actually sprung into action and started choking Michael till Michael looked at him like, bitch, please. You done messed up. And this was really neat too. It was like a defensive kill, like, boom, kill yourself. Then he went back home and found 2 gay couple gentlemen named John living in that house. And I didn't appreciate how gory and awesome this was initially. Like, you have to see it in slow motion at first. Like, he puts the thumbs in the eyes and then you see an eye roll out too. Oh man, I thought they just got shoved into the back of his head, but really great kill too. The other man of the house got killed, but I don't know, man. I like Lil Jon's death because he's got killed almost in the same manner by Austin Powers as well. He got run over by a steamroller and killed off screen by Michael Myers. What a career. This guy had some sort of death wish. I guess he brought his son to go hunting in that house. He's like, hey, man, you stay in the car. I got some business to take care of. Like, I guess, man. But then, like, damn, Michael just goes off on camera. And he survived the very first movie. So I thought, like, I liked his character better, too. Maybe, just maybe he'll live to be in Halloween Ends, right? I guess him and Allyson are like a thing, but, you know, Allyson tried to save him, but she got her ass kicked and her leg broke. And just for a moment, he thought maybe Michael will have mercy on Cameron. Nope. Next snap. Oh man, I thought might have given him a pass. Karen really almost got the last kill on Michael Myers if we didn't know Ends was coming out. But Michael, classic Michael fashion, popped right back up and killed Sheriff Brackett from 1978 and then went off on the whole mob. This is the second main massacre of the whole movie because at first it was the firefighters, so it's like difficult how many mob members actually got killed because some of them are probably like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out of here. I quit. And then Tommy gets it, so you're like, whoa, Tommy Doyle doesn't survive this movie. But he was like the leader of the mob, so it's almost like the captain going down with your ship, and then boom! Damn, and then Michael just puts an exclamation point on Tommy Doyle. Like he just Negan Tommy with that bat. So they saved the best for last. The biggest kill out of this whole movie was one of the Strodes got killed. It wasn't Laurie, it wasn't Allyson, it was the Mill Strode, Karen Strode. Then Michael just goes into hiding for 4 years. Till Halloween night comes around and this Corey guy's babysitting the kid and he's a pretty shitty babysitter. You have one job. Make sure whoever you're babysitting doesn't get hurt or die. And you messed that up. This leads Corey to a dark path that leads him to be the Michael Myers understudy. Corey finds himself in the sewer, and guess who's down there? What? Michael's been waiting down there? I don't know how long. Like Pennywise the Clown, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And when he grabbed him, he sort of put him in like a vampire trance. Because as soon as he got out of the sewer, he already killed a homeless guy. But you know what? That guy was sort of asking for it. Sort of self-defense. Like, get out of my face, buddy. Corey keeps going back to where Michael hangs out, but this time he's actually followed by one of Allyson's ex-boyfriends who I guess is a cop and everything. And this is actually a trap set up by him so Michael can kill again. Because I guess Michael is so injured after that last movie, he needs to kill to sort of like power up himself. It's almost sort of like Popeye with the spinach. He seems almost like he could barely move. It's like, oh man, he has not hit the gym in 4 years, or a little bit of ring rust. Or the bum actually says he's been killing a couple of people, but maybe he needs a good like stabbing like that to gather some health points. They actually team up on like another kill. Like they go, hey man, let's get out of the sewers and do like a father-son hunting trip and everything like that. Because they actually double teamed Allison's boss and her co-worker. And you see like, what the hell, dude? Corey's wearing the scarecrow mask. And it's like Corey accidentally gets his hand stuck and it's like, rule number 1, kid, don't get yourself locked outside. And it seems like Michael's pretty strong. He got his strength back if he can lift his girl up with one hand and bring back like one of his old school kills, like the Bob kill from part 1. And it's not a complete Bob tribute kill unless you do the head tilt. There you go. This scene straight out of Christine where they all get their comeuppance. Corey's bullies from the beginning are all getting theirs, dude. So the driver gets killed first and then the tow truck starts up. Oh, this is all their fault too. They broke and entered and they were ran that girl over. They were trying to wreck his bike and everything. Went into this guy's property. And you could sort of tell by how quick this guy moving. You're like, oh, dude. The junkyard is actually owned by his stepdad who actually sees him right there like, Corey, what the hell are you doing? Damn, he sort of took a bullet for Corey and everything. But, you know, he gave that guy his gun, so it's sort of on you for doing that. Don't give a stranger a gun. Then the bullies actually know. It's like, oh no, they're dead. Boom, knocks this guy out. Then, oh man, gets the torch to the mouth. I guess after Corey finished defeating all his bullies in one fell swoop, I guess he went, you know what else bullies me? My mother. Let me go visit her. She was really overbearing in a couple of scenes. It's like in one scene actually slapped and kissed him, so she had to go. Corey's settling all his grudges and everything. He's like, oh yeah, that DJ talked a little shit to me and Allyson. Darcy, the mailbag lady, actually gets killed in the background here, if you notice. See, look at that. It's sort of blurry, but yeah, that's a death. And first of all, they were playing the Cramps throughout this whole scene, which I love. And now I'm convinced that he does have Michael Myers' strength because of that mask. Because just beating his face a couple of times like that on the turntable actually swelled up that guy's face enough, cut off his tongue, and you're like, man, see, there you go, dude. That is Michael Myers' strength right there. Corey has one more piece of business because he's got beef with Laurie as well. Because he wants Allyson. And then, boom! It didn't quite work out for Corey because she saw him coming. Corey knows he just got his ass whooped right now, dude. He's got a couple of bullet holes in him. I think he's pretty much done. So what does he do? He just sort of self-destructs and stabs himself in the throat. And then Allyson finds Laurie hanging over him with a knife. But come on, Allyson, put the facts together, dude. He's in like mechanic overalls, wearing a Michael Myers mask. Put two and two together. Michael's stoked about it because he's like, cool, I get my mask back. And then Corey actually didn't quite die until Michael finishes him off. And you're like, oh man, I hope Corey actually carries the torch of Michael Myers. He could still maybe come back, but not likely with that injury. Oh man, she stabs him in the infected hand. And here's the big old kitchen thing. Oh man, and stabbed him in his good hand. So now he's sort of pinned down and Laurie's got the best of him right there. And then she took off Michael's mask. That's more for us because we're like, yeah, Laurie, we saw you do that in H2O when it wasn't him. But now you go, all right, dude, that's him for sure, not a paramedic. Then Michael rips his good hand actually like in half and still has enough grip strength with like a half flipper hand until Allyson comes and saves the day and breaks his arm because you're like, oh man, they were so close to both dying in that moment, which we thought could be an ending. Then they chose to sort of bleed Michael from everywhere. Make sure Michael sort of bleeds out. And there you go, dude. 44 years and after the original, and that's how he ends. I wonder what's going to happen to that Max. Allyson goes, hey, he's not dead enough. You're like, not dead enough? Oh, you mean we got to tie him to the roof of our car, drive him around town like a parade of, hey, look, we finally killed Michael Myers. Hey, mob, let's all get the whole town over to the junkyard and throw Michael's body into the car compactor. And that's how Halloween ends. Halloween ends. Kill count. Let's go.